So when will you guys be getting your NSFAS money? Number one thing, let's get straight into it. Well, the straight answer would be the first week of February or the last week of February, or in some universities in March. And then there's a small 10% fragment of universities that you'll only really get it. This is going to be hard, but you'll get it maybe June, and there's a specific students that might get it second semester. Okay, let me explain. Let me get into explaining as to why this is the thing and why you guys are right now looking at your fee statements and it's saying you owe 100 and something thousand. You're probably stressing, well, why does it say I owe this much, yet I have a bursary that's supposed to do what? To pay for these things. Let's get into it. No cuts. If you're new here, I post YouTube videos daily and I help students. So this is Varsity TV, so consider subscribing. Let's get into it. Number one, if everything is perfect and everything is well in your status, NSFAS status is well, and it's either it should be on provisionally funded or funding eligible, one of those two, then you should receive your money this week or next week. And for some universities that have slow processes, maybe by the last week of Feb, you will be good. But I know NMU is releasing their funds this week, and so will all the other popular universities, VETs, UCT, because they don't want to keep their students hungry and they actually care about what the media says about them. So, yeah. Also, UFH as well. It's this week or next week. So if you're a UFH student on NSFAS or any other bursary, then you're good. This week you should receive. How much are you receiving? Let's get into that as well. You're gonna receive 5,600 for book allowance, 1,000 plus 1,750. You get it, and that will be your book allowance plus your meal allowance. And the 1,750 you will receive it every month. So every month on the first week or on the last week of a specific month, you will receive your meal allowance. Book allowance, it's only once. It comes when? Once. And how much is it? 5,600. So let me make the calculations of how much you'll receive. That should be 7,350. Okay, now let's move on to the people that might not receive. And listen, because sometimes your status can say provisionally funded or funding eligible and you still not receive your allowance. Now you can only still receive it second semester. It can happen to anyone, but I'm going to explain to why it happens and how you can possibly counter it if there's something you could do. There is, but let's get into it. First of all, NSFAS releases money late. They pay the universities when? Late. This is why you owe the university. This is why you have a fee statement that it says you have 100 and something thousand that you owe. It's because the university hasn't done, the bursary hasn't done what? Hasn't paid the university, and the university will take it as if you do what you owe. So when will NSFAS release the funds? There's probably an update on the news saying NSFAS delaying releasing funds. Yes, this happens every year. I know. You get used to the flow. It's really painful, but you'll get used to it. So this is what's really happening. NSFAS doesn't know how many students they are funding this year. Why? Because some universities haven't sent a funding list back to NSFAS. Or in other cases, NSFAS hasn't received or hasn't reviewed the list of students that are funded at every specific university. Every university registers students, and that list of registered students that are on NSFAS is sent back to NSFAS. And so that NSFAS can know how much they're paying and for whom are they paying for, you get. So some universities delay sending the funding list. Sometimes NSFAS receives the funding list and then they delay going through it, possibly because they're going through other lists and they cross-reference. So that's what's happening. The moment NSFAS sends the money, the university will start dispersing it to you. NSFAS does not pay you directly. Well, they used to, about 2-3 years ago, and then the system failed. So you have to understand that. So sometimes NSFAS doesn't send the money. Your status could be provisionally funded or funding eligible, but NSFAS does what? Does not send the money. Why? Because they're going to tell you there's delays on their side and stuff like that. So this is where SRC comes in, the comrades come in. And so they are good people. So they will try to negotiate or liaise with the university so that the university uses their own funds to do what? To pay the students, to give the students more allowances and book allowances, while NSFAS is doing what? Slacking. Now, the good universities already do this. They do this every year. The UCTs and VETs, they do this every year. Most universities do this, in fact. Your NMUs, this is why they're already promising, but we'll give you allowances this week. It's because they're going to take from their own pockets and they're going to give the students. Why? So that they can start with the academic year, because no student will want to start with the academic year hungry. Imagine not having food and you're being told school is starting. So this is why they usually supplement from their own pockets. And then they, when NSFAS pays, they take that money. So that's usually what happens. So I have bad news now. This is why you should have stuck to the end. If you didn't stick to the end, then you wouldn't know. You wouldn't know this. Number one, if your status is still on validating, or if you haven't registered because your status is still validating, or it's provisionally funded but you haven't registered because you have these financial concerns, now at this stage, it possibly means that you will not get your allowance on time. And listen, you will get it once everything is resolved. Who's meant to resolve it? NSFAS. If it's on validating, then NSFAS is the ones that are slacking. I have to say that they are slacking. So it's unfortunate, but you will not get it at the same time as everyone else. Now, when will you get it? Usually second semester, beginning of second semester. For some universities, this is when the university and NSFAS will sit down again, and then they will review the funding list. And then they'll say, oh, no, yeah, this student has been validated. They're now funding eligible or provisionally funded. You can pay them all their money. Now, what happens if, listen, you're going to receive the money for the whole year. So you're going to receive, imagine it's second semester. You're going to receive your book allowance and your allowance for every month from the first month, from this allowance till the time you get it, you'll get your money in full. So you'll probably get way more money. It's not way more, it'll be the same amount as everyone, but you just got it at the same time. So you have that, not advantage, but you'll be very rich. So yeah, I mean, if you're gonna get your book allowance now as well, I mean, you'll be very, very rich. So how are you going to get this money? Yeah? How? When are you just thinking, hey, I'm so happy I'm going to get money, but you haven't even given anyone your banking details, eh? They haven't even told you where the money is going to come in. This is why you have to sit down and listen. Listen. Don't be quick to rush and leave the video. This is why you shouldn't be. Some people have already left. They don't even know how they're going to get the money. Like, if you reach this far, please send me 3 orange hearts in the comments so that at least I know that you reached this far, that you're smart enough. So let's get into it. Number 1, IntelliMali. Number 2, personal bank account. Universities use different systems. I've been saying it, that consult with the finance department and ask, how am I going to receive the money? Let's start with the most common one, which is IntelliMali. And the university financial department will call you, so we'll send emails, messages, and say, please come to the finance offices and come collect your cards. And your card and your what? And your PIN. And then you will download an app called IntelliMali, and then you'll have a PIN to activate the app that they will give you, as well as a card that you will use, that where all your allowance money will come in. And then you can log on to that app, and then that IntelliMali app, you can transfer your money to your own personal bank account if you want to. But do bear in mind that when you transfer it, it takes how many days? 2 a day or 2 to 3 days. If you transfer it on a Friday, it'll reflect on Monday, because there's no big business days there. So you have to be, if you transfer it today, it'll come in tomorrow. It's not an immediate payment, if you know what I mean. I will be making a video telling you guys which are the best bank accounts you can get, stuff like that, and a budget video on how you and how you should spend your money, so that you don't end up being a reckless spender. Guys, When I got my first allowance, I did stupid things. And I still remember I was at UCT, and I got my first allowance. I took the money and I Ubered, and I went to the beach, sat down there by the beach. I was like, this is not nice. This is nice. The beach is. I come from Limpopo, so it was my first time seeing the beach. So chilled there. It got dark, and then I went to the stores there, bought things, bought this and that. Hey, Bella, I haven't bought groceries. Okay, it's time to Bolt home. I'm at the beach, but rest is like very far. I could Bolt. Remember, my Bolt coming there was like $80. When I checked Bolt for going back home, because it was busy now, everyone wanted to go home. It was late at night. I wasn't smart enough to know that the prices will skyrocket, and then prices were up like almost 200 and something. You see now going from. And then I wasted a lot of money that day. I ended up wasting like almost 400 or 500. And if you plus 500 from 1,750 allowance, how much do you have? This is why I should watch the budgeting video. Very important. I'm going to post it as well. I'm going to refine it a little. And sorry for not posting for the past 2 days. I was busy yesterday. I attended the Ghana event. You would know if you follow me on Insta. And then the giveaway is still on. I'm giving people chances to watch the video and then do the payout to the lucky winners,